Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah. Man, we back at it again, man. Like I said, with this update up on Murga. For one, she didn't catch. Like I said, I don't think the vet did the job all the way accurate because they said they bred her 3 times. But I don't see how they bred her 3 times, like I said, within a short period of time that they had to breed Banks because, Banks a young dog and he's not throwing that much sperm out to be able to breed him 3 days back to back in a row. So I think, like I said, they just told me they bred him 3 times just to get the money. Like I said, so next time I breed, I'm gonna be breeding her myself. Like I said, like I did this Star and Yoda breeding this time. I bred Star and I bred Yoda to Banks. I gotta breed Star one more time, and I done bred Yoda already good 2 times. I got 2 good pulls from Banks to be able to breed her back to back to get 2 pulls. We'll be able to later on to show her. But I got Star, like I said, with 1 more stick, and like I said, and then we'll be up on the wait list to see if we can confirm anything. I'll start going to the vet only just to get the ultrasounds and do the C-sections, but now I'm not because I prefer to breed my dogs at my home. I breed my dogs myself because, they can tell you one thing, and like I said, then come out to find out they didn't do the breeding all the way properly. What you got going, girl? What you got going, baby? I was very, very disappointed too, man, because like I said, this girl getting up in the age, she a quick heat dog. She'll probably be back in soon, but she getting up in the age that I'm just trying to go and get a few little pups off of her before I just sit her down. And like I said, and either take a daughter, like I said, a pup off of her if I can just get a good stick off her and a good catch. I'm start breeding her daughter, like I said, if I can get a good female off her, like I said, and just sit her down out to her second litter. But like I said, this the mom to her, so this girl right here, she's a very, very high producer. She produced this female. She produced a lot of other females in my yard. She threw amazing pups. She threw amazing pups with this girl, which, like I said, I only got a chance to save 1 pup, but the whole litter was very, very extreme nice. I'm talking tri-legs and tries the whole litter and pop balls, just very pretty pups, But it's no worries, like I said, because we back at it again. And like I said, I got Banks. Like I said, I've been getting good pulls from Banks. I'm also going to do a good video show y'all how to pull your dogs, especially if you're having a little trouble, like I said, doing, get some pulls from them. Because I know with these micros, all pockets, sometimes it can be a little different than you a good pull from them, like I said. But this girl right here, I'm looking forward to seeing what she throw. And I've been working on getting these fleas out the yard because, it's the time of the year where I got fleas again. And this is what I got for the fleas this year. It's the tick and flea spray, which worked very, very good because fleas start to get immune to the formula that you've been using. You got to switch it up sometime just to get some results. I normally use this stuff in the back. Like I said, it worked. It worked good the first hand. Like I said, if you just not starting off with it, you might have better luck with it. But for my fleas, they done pretty much got immune to the formula. So I had to switch it up, just to go and get something that actually work. This works still good for flies, but you got to at least spray them 3 times. You got to spray them at least 3 times a week just to keep the flies down. But it still worked well. And like I said, last year I didn't have fleas. This year I had a little bit more problem with the fleas and everything. Like I said, I'm back up on them again and I'm back handling business. Like I said, I know I've been away, but I've been having to handle business up on the yard and get everything else in order. Yeah, but I got this boy, like I said, over up in the cut, He's still a little young pup. He's still looking real wide, still got a whole lot to filling out to do, Like I said, I'm guaranteed this guy right here finna throw some very, very nice screen pups. He baked bread coming off of problems, son of trouble, So, he got that very pretty merle coat, very, very nice exotic look to him. Like I said, Tank, which I bred to get Snowflake over there in the cut. I don't know if y'all can see her. Like I said, when I first bred them, it also just rained, man. For everybody wondering why it's so wet out here, we in here rain, hail, snow, sleet, We got to get this content for the page and get content for everybody who support. I don't like staying away from my page. It's too long without dropping content and letting people know, like I said, we still up in motion around here, you know what I mean? But back what I was saying, I bred Tank, like I said, with him to get Snowflake and Yoda. And half that little was micro, half little was pocket. And I got like 2 nanos out that breed. But like I said, Tank was on the milestone of being pocket and micro. He would hit that very, very nice scream look to him, but he was a little bit taller than what, you know what I mean, what I was going for. So, you know what I mean, I hit the dub back. Not only that, Tank passed on me, but like I said, I had to sit back and go grab me something just a smidge bit shorter to go ahead and keep a micro because, you know, that's what I'm aiming for. You know, I got my standards and I got, like I said, my micros and I got my pockets, you know, so I wanted to make sure I had me a good selection of everything when I'm up in motion around here just to continue to breed and, like I said, and produce the stuff that I want to. It's all about upgrading, like I said, and finding something that meets your program. So like I said, so when you breed these dogs, you always want to find something that complement them, you know what I mean? And this boy right here, he was everything I needed. Yeah. This guy right here, like I said, I just got a feeling he gonna throw me some very, very nice pups, nice thick real, nice thick bone. I'm talking just a real chunk of a bull, you know what I mean? Full tail and all that. Like I said, which Star and Yoda got a full tail as well. But yeah. But like I said, let me go get around here, like I said, because it's starting to pick up back raining. Like I said, I just want to go and get this video going for y'all before, like I said, we could just go ahead and get in the house and be done with it for the day. So this the girl, like I said, Yoda right here. You know, I had to put her up in the pen and everything, like I said, because, you know, she was in heat for one, and the fleas had kind of got a little bad up on her and everything. But like I said, you know, I got the new stuff with her, and I'm gonna shake her all the way back. But she got a short back, wide, thick, all the way muscled up. I mean, she probably one of my most muscled up females on the yard right now. And like I said, I'm taking her back to Banks, which I know gonna be very, very restrained, very, very nice. She also ghost try, you know what I mean? Ghost try is when you got that black blending in into that brown, kind of like a rock roller look to him, you know what I mean? But it's that dark black blending into like a darkish brown, darkish black looking color. So, you know, with that mirror back to that black and that try, I just think I'm gonna throw a real rainbow lit out this, you know what I mean? So like I said, so everybody just stay posted. Just want to get y'all a little something for the day. I wasn't expecting it to continue to rain like this, but you know, we out here making some stuff shake. We're gonna keep this video, we're gonna keep this content coming for y'all. Next week, I'm gonna drop some videos. Come here, girl. Next week, I'm gonna drop me a little video of my game dogs, you know what I mean? Because I ain't been up on no full throttle. I got a lot of updates for that as well, and a lot of stuff I'm not real too much gonna speak on because I done been going through it with the game dogs, like I said. But you know, with these dogs, there's always some. That's why I got so many of you know what I mean? Because you already know it, man. It get hectic in this dog world, you know what I mean? Like I said. But thanks to everybody who been supporting. Anybody who rocking with me, I want y'all to subscribe because I got way more non-subscribers watching me than I do got subscribed. So if you gonna watch me, you know what I mean, you gonna kick it with me. Go on, hit the subscribe button, support the page, support the movement and everything. Like I said, and thanks to everybody who already subscribed and been showing love. Y'all keep hitting that like button, keep on supporting. Like I said, stay tuned to what we got coming up. Like I said, because we're gonna keep this content dropping up on y'all. We're gonna keep hitting y'all with nothing but file updates for everything. Y'all stay blessed, take care of yourself, make sure them hounds good, and we out.